Ooga fucking ooga cunts. Welcome back to another episode of CNN, the Cunt News Network. Today we are going to be talking about a variety of different things. We've got Florida man's story for you. We've got white people getting hired by the Chinese. And we've got, well, some crazy shit Ishtar is going to actually give us. And why don't we go ahead and start with you, Ishtar. What crazy-ass paranormal stories you might have?
Well, not all of them are paranormal. They could be. But why don't we start off with UFOs are real. Ex-Air Force pilot makes bombshell claim after chasing 8,000-mile-per-hour craft.
I've actually been hearing about this.
A retired Air Force officer claims the UK government is hiding proof of extraterrestrial life and has spilled the beans on his own encounter. George Filer III, 82, serves as the New Jersey director of MUFON, an American-based nonprofit organization that investigates UFO sightings. But he has more than 20 years firsthand experience in the skies and has revealed some of them are unexplainable. When Filer was stationed in Scotland during the Cold War, he requires flying a military aircraft that attempted to intercept such an object that appeared as big as a bridge on radar. He revealed, when we got closer, we could see lights off in the distance, kind of like a cruise ship you would see at night with multiple lights across it. As we got, about 5 miles from it, it went up into space. We were doing over 400 miles per hour, and I would say it was doing 10, 20 times our speed, and it was this huge object. So we were convinced that it was something that was not ours. Let's put it that way. To me, it looked like a long cylinder. George originally detailed his story with American news outlet Asbury Park Press, but it has since gained popularity online. It has now been shared on a number of conspiracy channels. In December last year, it was revealed the Pentagon ran a secret $22 million project to investigate UFOs. According to the New York Times, the Defense Department ended funding for the program in 2012 and shut it down. It was determined there were other higher priority issues that merited funding, and it was in the best interest of the DoD to make a change, a Pentagon spokesman, Thomas Crossan, said in an email. But Luis Elizondo, a military intelligence official who ran the program, said it continued after funding dried up, and he continued to work on it until October, when he resigned in protest of excessive secrecy and internal opposition.
This is crazy. This is actually getting a little bigger than conspiracy theories, because Tucker fucking Carlson has had a guy on that was a pilot. Tucker Carlson is starting to take this seriously about UFOs. Not saying they're aliens, just that they're unidentified. And there have been some crazy shit. There was like a UFO sighting at O'Hare Airport in the 90s. The air traffic controller saw it. All the people in the concourse looking out the window could see it. Just floated over the airport for a few minutes and then went straight up through the cloud bank, leaving a fucking perfectly sized hole in the clouds with the sun shining through. Mm. And the guy Tucker had on was talking about this is what's really starting to scare people, is if people are actually seeing these sightings and the government's not this happened at Chicago at O'Hare Airport. This was pre 9/11, but in a post 9/11 world, how can you not take shit like that seriously? Seeing an unidentified flying object hovering above an airport, like a U.S. airport, that fucking flipped people out now. This was back in the 90s, so nobody fucking remembers it, but that would fucking freak people the fuck out now.
I was actually born in England, not far from a forest. I'm trying to remember what the exact name of it was. It was near Lakenheath Air Force Base, but the forest itself was renowned at the time for having multiple unidentified lights in the sky over the woods. No, I am not an alien here to conquer Earth.
Nobody was making that assessment.
That's just what an alien here to conquer Earth would say.
I'm totally not here to conquer you.
I am not here to conquer you, I promise.
No one believes you're some sort of reptilian alien here to conquer Earth, and there's some kind of crazy hive mind that's actually controlling. That's exactly what we think.
I only have 2 arms, like every other human.
Yeah, and so do the reptilian people.
Just ignore the extra appendages in the back. It'll be fine.
Tentacles?
I have questions.
You can give me like 3 reach arounds at once. I'm digging. I dig it. I'm down with it.
No, but you know what's actually kind of funny about all of this is that a lot of these unidentified phenomena that happens throughout the entirety of our time and all that, it's almost never really fully explained. Like a lot of the people that thought that UFOs existed, it was eventually debunked years later. The stuff from like the 60s and 70s. It was debunked later by people actually finally coming out with from NASA and saying like, no, those are secretive aircrafts, and you people are fucking stupid. So like now that there's these stories coming out with unidentified shit, I'm not going to jump to like oh my god, aliens are coming down to visit us or fuck us over or something along those lines. I'm not going to go that route. What I am going to go with is, what is the government doing now?
I'm going to sew up my butthole just in case.
What? That's
just to prevent the probing. You got to prevent the probing, man. They don't want you if they can't probe you.
One of these
They'll leave
days,
you
I'm
alone.
going to take a Molotov and I'm just going to set that entire side of my neighbor's fucking house on fire.
It wouldn't be a cunt stream without some kind of background noise from you, Brockus.
No, of course. It's like,
Besides, Brockus, do you really want to tell the news story we talk about?
I love checking Molotovs and dogs, Brockus. Invite me over.
no, you could just imagine today, California man sets neighbor's dogs on fire. He apparently had been doing live streams for a very long time, and they wouldn't shut the fuck up. He did it while naked, of course.
When asked for motive, the only thing he said was they would not shut up.
No. When asked why he did it, the only words that he would actually say was, "Ooga fucking ooga cunts, welcome to the cunt stream."
Many streams were offered as evidence for the plea deal of his insanity.
2 weeks later, he's been let go. The judge ruled, yeah, no, fuck those dogs.
After listening to countless hours of the dogs barking at inopportune times.
Oh, all right.
We're
gonna move away from my dogs here. Or the neighborhood dogs, because like I think it's pretty much an obvious thing. If you live in California and you're trying to do any kind of streams, stay the fuck indoors and make sure that your entire house. Soundproof. I hate those fucking dogs so much.
That was beautiful timing, I swear. You've got them trained, don't you?
I don't have them trained. I don't know what is causing again, it's slightly windy outside. Is that what they're barking at? They're just barking, or is it because I don't know maybe the neighbors put them in the fucking garage or something like that and just leave them in there and they don't want to be inside the garage the entire time. Maybe you just want to go outside, whatever the case is. I don't know what's happening anymore. The majority of the dogs in this neighborhood are outside fucking dogs that on occasion get put into the garage and shit and they never shut the fuck up.
So there's dog
Brockus,
orgies near you?
Huh?
Are you a cat person now, Brockus?
No, I'm not a cat person, but I appreciate the fuck out of cats who shut the fuck up. Anyways, back to the UFO thing. What the fuck is the government doing right now? Actually, you know what? I'm going to take it one step further. It's not so much the government is doing all these crazy shit. You know who I think is actually behind all of this?
Who?
I think it's T-Tech, Toad McKinley, and Scrubology. I think these 3 sons of bitches are fucking with us, and they're just having a good old laugh background. Yeah, I see you in the chat, T-Tech, motherfucker.
So, to what purpose? Is it just to aggravate you? Because they could do that just by running a constant loop of dogs barking.
No, it's not so much the, now T-Tech just wants to shoot the fucking dogs, apparently. But no, it's not so much that they're actually just doing the dog thing just to piss me off and stuff. I was specifically talking about the UFOs and the lights and all the weird sightings and shit like that. I think the 3 of them are behind this because, like, think about this. This sort of thing was happening only recently. And even though T-Tech's been around for a while, Scrub and Toad haven't really been, very well known until the last few months. Just saying.
Trippy Poop just admitted to having made a few UFOs. So
And T-Tex calling you a rat.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he is behind
That's the
this. I'm
nicest
just
thing he's been called all day.
Set that fucking dog on fire!
T-Tex just gonna send you an audio clip
know-
of just dogs barking now.
How fucking crazy would it be though to actually like have some kind of fucked up experience to actually believe you've been abducted by aliens? Imagine the fucked up memories and like the shit you got to have in your head to actually believe that you spent like a weekend getting tortured by aliens and shit like that.
You'd be surprised the things your mind can make you think is real.
Especially
Just
if
saying,
you're
like that's got to be some fucked up shit.
well, our minds are awfully fucked up. But here's the thing, is I'm a big believer in the question, what if? So now I'm going to ask, what if they're not completely fucked up? What if all this is real?
Ooh.
And aliens have an anal obsession.
Maybe that's what they're here for, Rob. Could be that we are nothing more than a great big sex colony for them.
Yeah, but if they want to look up people's asses, they don't have to kidnap fucking farmers. There are prostitutes who'll do that shit for $5.
Well,
But
maybe
what
they
if
like to listen to them scream, or they want to make sure they're clean or something.
Yeah,
They're
or what if it's a game?
You throw an extra $5 on there, they'll get loud as fuck.
No,
They'll
what
scream
if
for
it's a game, Robert? What if it's just like they could hire the prostitutes, but it's funnier to get Jim Bob when he's
cheating.
drunk outside the bar.
Plus, you start getting. Plus, you got to
It's
think.
like,
Most
what if they're
hookers,
just trolling us? What if the aliens are just fucking trolling us?
that's a distinct possibility. But you also got to think. Most hookers, where are they? They're in a city where there's lots of people around, lots of witnesses. Jim Bob out there is all by himself most of the time, maybe with a few buddies, but not a lot of people. Easy pickings.
Well, I'm sure there are a lot.
And
of
who's
people-
going to believe them?
Well, I'm sure there's a ton. We always hear about the redneck, out in the woods getting abducted, but I'm sure there's plenty of people in cities that believe they've been abducted by aliens too. And if it's all real, then that means the aliens got to come down into cities too. They got ways of like cloaking devices or fucking silent ships, shit like that.
Wait,
fucking,
what? Like they live and shit? Oh
yeah,
my
or
god!
something. Why not? Why fucking? What if, Brockus? What if your mom was an alien and had teeth in her snatch?
Or
Like
how
that
about
movie
this?
Teeth.
What if they're not really, probing just for fun? What if they're secretly giving out free prostate exams?
They're just doing a service because
they're-
the world's healthcare sucks.
They're concerned about ass cancer.
I don't think we should kink shame the aliens just in case that actually is just their thing. Like, no, we just have a weird obsession with human butts. Like,
Every alien abduction was an undiagnosed ass cancer patient that has been saved. They
Yeah,
no
they-
longer have ass cancer.
They scanned Jim Bob. They found out he had prostate cancer. They brought him up to get rid of the prostate cancer.
Because it turns out Jim Bob is providing a very valuable service.
Praise our benevolent anal lords.
Praise them.
Praise them.
I have so many questions.
Praise the benevolent anal lords.
What kind of
They're
question?
coming down
have,
on fire. And, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, they're questions I don't want answered, but I mean,
Oh, okay. Okay.
why are we praising the anal lords?
Benevolent saving the world from ass cancer. One hit
Yeah.
farmer at a time.
Yeah. What if those aliens secretly have the cure for cancer? And prostate cancer is the easiest one for them to cure.
Batman
And
McGrath.
the least invasive.
Yes.
Batman McGrath says every alien that does an anal probe is really an Asian man from the future that is into some weird stuff.
You know what? I don't think that they do have the cure for cancer because Kilroy clearly still happened.
Ooh.
They were denied the cure because they denied the ball pit. They were deemed unworthy. Unworthy. They had a ball pit. They'd all be cancer free.
Didn't Scrub and Toad find the ball pit and take a shit in it? Weren't they supposed to do that today?
I don't know. I don't know if they did that.
I don't know.
No idea.
I didn't even bother to try and see if the update actually happened or not, because like
do you know about the shitty ball pit? Are you aware?
Like, did Operation Drop and Plop actually go through? As
Drop and plop.
I think that's what Medicare actually called it.
Oh, speaking of drop and plop, we should move on to my article.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes,
Nice little
please.
segue into that. All right.
Yeah,
let's hear it.
yes.
He's doing your job
This
for you.
will all
Marcus.
make sense in a momentarily, folks. The whole drop and plop. Let me pull this up, and I have a identical twin brother, and he just happens to be in the chat right now. So this story is dedicated especially to him.
You mean the good
Mark.
twin?
The good twin, yes. Oh, come on. Why isn't this article pulling up? Oh, I have the link saved, but it won't pull up the article anymore. Let's see if I can Google it.
Uh-oh. Full Metal Pickle says, as an alien myself, I don't approve of an unauthorized probing. So apparently there are rules.
We might have to ask him a few more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
You having technical difficulties over there? Rob?
Yes, yeah. The article I have is not pulling up, so I'm trying to find another.
God damn it.
It was pulling up a few days ago when I found it.
Oh, it's called Operation Trot and Plop. There we go. That was what it was called. It wasn't Drop and Plop. It was Trot and Plop. Oh man, did that actually go through? Outer
Roy
space
Cat.
fucker.
Roy Cat.
Roy Cat.
Guy from outer space.
Yes.
Alien dude.
Did it go through? Did they deuce inside the ball pits? Because that is a story I'm really curious about.
No
Damn
idea
it.
if it happened or not.
Somebody find out for us. I need to know. Did the deucing happen?
He has questions, people.
I'm curious. Ever since I heard about the idea, I was just like, I want to know if they actually went through with it. Also, if there might be footage of them going into a ball pit, squatting down, shitting, pulling their pants back up, and leaving without.
Okay, I have found it.
Finally,
Found the article. West Melbourne, Florida. This article is titled "Woman Who Gave Birth on Toilet Charged with Killing Newborn Twins."
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Florida. Thank you, Florida, for fucking the most depraved people on this goddamn earth.
Once again, I have to point out failure. What is wrong with your state?
Yeah, failures. He's neck deep in that Florida fucking bullshit. You know he is.
Probably.
Okay, a Brevard County woman is accused of premeditated first-degree murder, among other charges, in the death of her twins. Oh, that just hurts me. Hits me right where I live. Who she said she gave birth to while on the toilet, although investigators say her story isn't consistent with what they found in their investigation. Rachel Lynn Thomas, 30, also told police that she didn't even know she was pregnant. Dear God, woman, what did you eat if you thought that was just a food baby when you had to take a dump?
Well, it depends. How fat was she?
She doesn't look like hugely obese, but she looks a little overweight. But you wouldn't mistake her for a fat chick over a pregnant chick.
Ah, okay. Because the only ones I believe are the ones that are so obese where it's like, I didn't know I was pregnant. It's like, we can believe you.
No, she has a jawline and fucking, yeah. She's got a jawline and shit.
Then, yeah, I'm with the police. There's some shady shit going on. No pun intended.
Yeah.
According to the West Melbourne Police Department, preliminary autopsy results revealed the twins' cause of death as homicide. Baby Jane and Baby John suffered severe blunt force trauma to their heads, which was not consistent with Thomas's story of giving birth in a toilet. I don't know. You trap a baby in a toilet. That seems like a twins. In fact, fucking that is one hell of a Chipotle burrito.
It doesn't come out of your ass, right?
I have no idea.
I didn't know I was pregnant. How?
I just thought I was going to take a shit. I fucking clenched up and pop, fucking baby popped out.
So clue number one of you just not having a period anymore at all wasn't fucking obvious. And then clue number two, the fact that you gained like what, an extra 20 pounds overnight, that wasn't obvious either. Like, bitch, none of that makes sense.
To be fair to some women legitimately don't know they're pregnant because if they don't have any of the symptoms, and periods are not exactly like clockwork.
Yeah, they can be very, very random, and you can skip months. And if that's just what you're used to, then that's what you're used to.
It's very confusing.
This is the most horrifying part. Everybody with small children may want them to leave the room. In addition, baby Jane's umbilical cord was wrapped around her throat, and a foreign object was lodged in her throat as well to block her airway, according to a news release.
Yeah.
After discarding the baby girl in a trash can, Thomas threw additional garbage on top of baby Jane in an attempt to conceal her, detectives said. Both babies are believed to have been carried a full 39-week term. And what this means is that she put one of her babies in the toilet, put the other one in the garbage, and tried to tell the police that she didn't even know she was pregnant.
Yeah, that's premeditated. She had to know.
Yeah, I say we just save everybody the effort and let's just shoot her. I'll take her out back and
I just don't understand. Women can leave newborn infants at firehouses, no fucking questions asked. They can't. They'll take them and put them with the state, and they'll grow up in a fucking foster home.
Hospitals
or firehouses. Any firehouse in America will take your fucking baby.
Yeah, and they'll take the baby, no questions asked, and the kid will. If it's an infant, they usually get adopted pretty quick.
Yeah.
Do you think that when this all went down, she still thought she was taking a massive shit, but when the baby started to cry, she got freaked out a little bit and was just like, "Poop isn't supposed to cry."
No.
Yeah, see, it does like even though it's just a joke. Yeah, okay, ha ha ha. When you still think about it, it's like, yeah, no, that's not even how that works.
No,
everything about that was wrong.
Darnell is asking a question. He says, "Wait, if she gave birth to them in the toilet and then killed them, why didn't she just flush the body?" And I will tell you, she had one of those low flow toilets, not enough water pressure, just couldn't get it down.
Thank you, Florida, for being so depressing.
I swear.
Yeah, my next story is better. My next story is better. Yeah, that one involves.
We're not going to do your next story right now. Oh my God, we're going to move on to something the hell else.
I need some tequila after that.
I'm actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go with what is? Ooh, okay. This is kind of a fucked up story. I know it's, not exactly like, we don't have a happy story to segue away from that depression, although it was still kind of funny. I'm going to go ahead and jump in here with my little
If it was like on TV, it'd be fucking hilarious. I could see the fucking movie. If no babies were harmed in the making of this movie.
That's wrong.
That could be a comedic fucking situation for sure. Something like that. But no, when you're killing babies and throwing them in the dump, no, that is I think the closest thing to humor anybody's come to about that was the Prom Night Dumpster Baby song from Family Guy.
Oh God, yeah, but that was I don't know how to describe that. So we're gonna move over to a kind of a fucked up story though. Tyrannical judge told not to return after she berates defendant who died 3 days later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, who wants to guess where this story takes place?
Florida?
I have my hand raised, you fucking bitches. Teachers, fucking pets.
Yeah, obviously. We're the sexy ones.
Did you not just see me with my hand raised? I'm just sitting here.
Yes, I totally was able to see your hand raised through your avatar.
Brockus could see it.
You were going to say Florida anyway, so... Let's face facts. And you are all correct. Florida is the very state. A Florida judge was relieved of her duties Friday after after berating a woman in a wheelchair who was having trouble breathing due to the medical condition and who died at home 3 days after the encounter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't care how pissed off you might be at a certain person. If you see them clearly struggling to breathe or having some sort of spasm in some way, shape, or form, you need to turn that bitch switch off and just fucking realize, oh, okay, well, I mean, this person's having problems right now.
Yeah.
Broward County Circuit Judge Ehrlich?
Marilyn?
No, Ehrlich. Ehrlich. Oh, Ehrlich. Got it. All right. Gave defendant Sandra Faye Twiggs. Oh my God.
Twigs.
That name is just wow. Your fucking name is Twigs. I would have changed that years ago. 59, I would have definitely changed it years ago, who was in court facing a misdemeanor charges resulting from a family dispute, a tongue lashing in a video dated April 15th. She wasn't even there for a serious crime.
What was she there for?
It was just a misdemeanor. It's like fucking getting a traffic ticket and then just refusing to pay the fine.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what a misdemeanor is. Just a very minor thing. Like
It's not
misdemeanor is one of those things. No one gives two shits about actual misdemeanors. That's why when you actually have a misdemeanor on your actual record and stuff, you know, one that kind of stays for a while, most people just overlook it. It's like, wait a minute, you went to misdemeanor. Oh, okay. What is this? So you got caught with pot. Oh, yeah, this is California. Everybody has pot. It's fucking stupid. It's goddamn stupid. The judge's berating of Twigs was, oh my God, that name doesn't make it better, was so extreme that the wheelchair-bound woman's public defender, Howard Finkelstein.
Are you serious? Are you making that up?
I'm not fucking joking. Called for the judge to be banned from the proceeding over criminal proceedings. Oh, presiding over the criminal proceedings. It is not appropriate for anyone to endure that kind of treatment. Finkelstein, Chief's Assistant Gordon Weeks. What is with these names?
What is with your inability to read them?
I didn't read this beforehand, so I didn't realize this was going to be an article filled with people with weird fucking names.
Oh, okay.
Told the Miami
Nobody taught him to read.
No, I know how to read. It's just I was blown away because the woman's name is Twigs, the other one's name is Ehrlich, another one's name is Finkelstein, and I'm just like, God damn it, can it get any weirder? And then here we have some jackass named Gordon Weeks, and I'm like, you guys have weird names.
It sounds like something out of a Mel Brooks movie.
It does. I swear to God, it sounds like I'm just reading the script to a Mel Brooks movie. Where's the song and dance number about to happen?
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I mean, we do now.
Yeah, we've been warned.
But it comes with a nice tap dance number.
That's always the best part. The song and dance is always some kind of a tap dance. Mark, I am not making shit up. You fucking stop.
And Thorne says check your DMs, Brockus.
What?
Thorne says check your DMs.
1 second. Thorne, I swear to God, if you...
What did Thorne send you?
Did she send you porn?
Yeah, so
is it good?
Andy says Brockus has butchered this so bad we don't even know the point anymore. What is the point of the story again? What's
the story is essentially a judge was talking all kinds of shit. There's a video apparently about this, and it's about 6 minutes and 53 seconds long, where this judge is just berating a woman in a wheelchair, and it's because she was there for a misdemeanor. I don't know what the full story is, but basically the judge was kind of yelling at her. The woman was having trouble breathing, and then 3 days later, the woman died. Now, obviously, the judge didn't cause the death, But I think you could conflate it to saying something along the lines of like, I mean, this poor dead woman now, and you treated her like shit in the last 3 days of her life. Is you treating her like shit and then suffering? How do you feel?
So the judge spent 6 minutes yelling at this woman in a wheelchair. The woman went home, had no further contact with the judge, and then promptly she died?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
clearly this is the judge's fault. She's working with the aliens.
oh, that's exactly how we circle it around. Yes,
Illuminati
she's working with the aliens. You are an unworthy specimen for the fact that you are broken and cannot walk.
I think people are just like, they got the feels over. It's like, how could you be so mean to this lady the day before she died?
Their fifis are hurt.
Sure, the judge shouldn't have yelled at somebody over a fucking misdemeanor, but that is no way a benchable offense. And just because the lady happened to die the next day doesn't mean it's the fucking judge's fault.
3 days later.
And how bad do you think that judge feels now?
And Trippy Poop says, check your DMs, Brockus.
Yeah, I just did. Fuck you, Trippy Poop. Shouldn't have sent that. Why did you do that?
Porn?
I didn't need to see that.
Did you get more dick?
No,
Dick
it
Brockus?
was porn. It was porn, and it was a woman whose ass was eating a cookie.
Oh.
That is wrong on so many levels. I can't even begin to describe it.
I don't want to describe it. I was not expecting to get, and I got it. What is that in the background of my headphones? Someone is trying to play an ad while I'm opening this fucking article from Thorn. Judge slams victim for totes black men fear?
What?
Tots black men fear? I don't know what's happening here.
Share that link. Put that link in the fucking side chat here.
All right. I'll just go ahead. I don't know what the fuck is going on. We will read this in a little bit. I'm tired of hearing about this pissed off judge who's pretty much just talking shit about this woman who's having a breathing problem. And like, because that's all the story is that the woman was having problems breathing, and the judge was just basically talking shit on her almost the entire time. Just saying, like, I'm not here to talk about your breathing problem. You've talked too much, stuff like that. Just ignoring the obvious thing. But there is no direct cause of the woman's death with the way the judge was treating her. It's just the judge treated her like shit. The woman eventually died for the breathing problem. She was obviously talking shit on her because of her breathing problem. I don't know. I guess it's like making fun of somebody because they have AIDS, and then the person dies of AIDS, and it's just like, well, I mean, you were supposed to not make fun of them for having AIDS, and they died of it, and now you're fired, I guess. But this woman isn't necessarily fired; she's just being told not to return.
Isn't that the same thing as being fired? Because I'm pretty sure that's how they fired me at least one of my jobs when I was 16.
Well, it's like a temporary temporary suspension kind of thing. Although I think this
until she's fired.
Yeah, she's probably suspended until she's officially fired.
But she shouldn't be fired. It's fucking stupid. It's more fucking PC bullshit.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what to make of that stupid tyrannical judge bullshit stuff, because like they're making a bigger deal out of it than it necessarily needs to be. There's
and we don't know how this woman, the woman in the wheelchair, behaved in court. Maybe she had a fucking few choice words coming out.
Like, okay, yeah, the judge was pretty much being a complete cunt to the fucking woman in the wheelchair. Okay, fucking, and did she go into the house and just strangle her? Did she, one flew over the cuckoo's nest her ass?
Yes.
Did she panic and die in her wheelchair right there at the fucking podium? No.
It's just easily hurt people looking for a fucking news story, and they're like, I guess I have nothing else.
We can't come up with anything else, so we're going to blame the judge and make her life difficult. I mean, no one is saying whether or not this judge was a bitch to everybody else. She could have just been having that kind of a day.
Oh, that's true.
So, did anybody else in her court die?
I don't think so. It doesn't specifically say anything like that. Darnell, don't send me videos. I'll watch it later. Oh my God. What do you want, Mark? He's also sending me videos and gifts specifically.
We have a show to do, bro.
Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next.
Bug Brock is however much you want.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next article for the night. And let's go with one of the ones that's actually in our description. Since we already talked about intelligent life, how about we talk about gay pills?
Who has the gay pill story?
I'm intrigued.
What?
Okay, that was me. I have the gay pill story.
Yeah. We'll go back to Rob.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, so we have a man declares he is now attracted to other men after taking painkillers. Scott Purdy says the pills have made him more open. And there he actually did a TV interview about this that I saw a couple minutes of. A man prescribed painkillers. Okay, go ahead. What? By all means.
I find this funny. I find this so goddamn funny. What the fuck?
A man prescribed painkillers to treat an injury says his sexuality has changed since taking them. Scott Purdy, 23, dumped his girlfriend after 6 months after taking pregabalin. I don't know what that is, and realizing he was attracted to men. He says the drug, which is also known as Lyrica, was given to him after he broke his foot in a go-karting accident earlier this year, reports the Nottingham Post. I'm sorry, but you break your foot in a go-karting accident, that's just the lamest goddamn way I've ever heard of breaking your foot. Other than just falling down. It's like, oh, I heard it driving go-karts, you know. That's like an injury a fucking 9-year-old should be getting.
How do you even do that?
I mean, you could collide into something. But no, the lamest I broke my foot story I have ever actually heard. This is actually something a buddy of mine has actually done. I'm not even kidding about this. He broke his foot walking.
How?
What?
He was walking. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking lame.
Yes, he literally broke his foot walking because he was. I told him that, you know, one of these days you're going to get so fat that you're going to just break your feet while you walk. I didn't realize I was a prophet at that moment.
Can you prophesize the lottery numbers?
You're Nostradamus. You're just like Nostradamus, bro.
Fuck you, Rob. Go on with the goddamn story. I hate you.
Scott said being on the drugs made him more open and not bothered what people think or say. The company, which manufactures the medicine, has said it is an important and effective treatment option for many people living with chronic neuropathic pain, generalized anxiety disorder, and epilepsy, and that the clinical effectiveness of this medicine has been demonstrated. Scott, who is unemployed, surprise, surprise, and currently lives with his housemate in Louth, Lincolnshire, said, I noticed my libido for women had gone, and I was wanting male attention. I was with a girlfriend I had been with for around 6 months. I had never been interested in men. When I was younger, I was a little bit curious, but dude, you're bi, and you want some strange. That's all this is. You're bi and you want some strange.
Either that or she is that bad in bed.
Yeah.
She turned him gay. Did you never think to blame the woman? Come on, buddy.
No, that's why he's blaming the drug.
I know.
He blames the woman. It sounds horrible.
90 piece of shit. It's like that would be my go-to, would be to blame the woman. I'm just saying. Okay. Scott added, I'm very happy and I want to keep on taking it because it makes me feel happy about my sexuality. It's made me feel very open. It's liberating. And I saw this. I can't remember who was doing the video, but they were talking about it. I was like, yeah, that's great. You just go back to your doctor and said, I need more of this pain medication, pain prescription, because it makes me gay and I want to stay that way.
I really would love to have been a fly on the wall for that conversation. I don't know what is in these pills, but they are fabulous. So am I.
It's like, what kind of doctor would immediately be like, no, and I'm checking you in for an involuntary treatment at the psych ward?
Yeah, dude, this guy. Okay, his parents in the news story that they did on TV. I actually saw clips of it. His parents has suspected this man was gay nearly his entire life. They actually expected him to eventually come out to them and say, "This is my boyfriend Chad" or some shit. But he never did. He just
And if you saw him on the news report, it would take you less than 5 seconds to peg this dude. As this dude has gaydar. It's your gaydar going off like fucking crazy.
He's British as fuck, but like, and we can make all the, you know, the British all sound gay as fuck. Yes, that includes you, Cognitive Thought. And like, you could say they all sound gay, but you know, that's just a joke, obviously. This dude sounds like a gay British man.
Mark says,
the moment he speaks, you
Quick,
can hear the list.
quick, where's Antoine? Where's Antoine?
Mark
Probably
says the pain meds are the only way he can take the Mandingo D he craves.
No, it's just him. He got over the anxiety of coming out, and so he's blaming the medication.
Yeah, the medication it's for anxiety disorders. Like that's one of the treatments for it. So of course he feels like more open and less self-conscious about that shit. Like that's part of the fucking what the pills do, but that's not a reason to keep taking them. Is because
I think I know why some people. Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I think I know why some people will suck dick for drugs now, because maybe they've always been gay or bi, but mostly gay, and they're thinking to themselves, "I can use this as an excuse to get dick and crack."
Yeah.
That's probably correct. People have
It's
a fucking prescription problem.
People will always try to say like, "Oh, the drugs turned me gay" or some shit like that. And it's just like, no, motherfucker, you've been gay. You've always been gay.
Been gay.
What?
It's just like, it's fine. You're not going to suddenly descend into some new level of hell. You're gay. It's fine.
Very, very true. God Pikachu, let me just go ahead and put your mind at ease, because apparently this person is from the north of England, much like the person we are talking about. I am from California, born here, raised here, all that good shit. I'm not an SJW, and we have a massive collection of them in various major cities, mostly in Northern California, but still, there's a huge collection of SJWs in this area. Now, granted, I am ashamed to be in the same state as some of the most annoying and fucking loud, obnoxious SJWs that we know about on YouTube, because Riley J. Dennis is actually from California, same as, what's the fat black one's name?
Cat Black.
Yeah, there you, that one. They're also from California.
Yeah, I am kind of disturbed and impressed how fast you jumped on that answer, Ren.
I have covered her videos so many goddamn times before.
It is not hard to make fun of her. But like, you know, they're from California. I'm ashamed to be from California. But then again, I'm ashamed to live in this fucking state because this state sucks.
Then
So
why
take a
don't you
little,
move?
I don't
Move.
have the money. I need money to actually get the fuck out of here. But yeah,
Homeless in any other state
And to assassinate the dogs.
yeah, I know. Exterminate Justin? Who's Justin in our chat? Apparently there's someone named Justin.
No, that Riley Dennis's first name was Justin.
Oh, that's right. The funny thing is that when Justin turned into Riley, it's Riley J. Dennis, and I'm like, is your name just Riley Justin Dennis? Unisex name, male name, male name. I don't fucking get it. Why did you do that?
All 3 first names.
Why? Are you also Irish? That's
Yes.
kind of a giveaway.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, don't fret if you're from a specific area that shitty people are from, because let's face facts, folks. Shitty people live everywhere. I'm pretty sure
it's going to stay shitty
big
unless
city.
good people move in there. It's going to stay populated with shitty people.
Yeah,
Unless
but like
good
I'm
people
pretty sure
move there.
I'm pretty
Or-
sure Schmeckle doesn't feel like shit because he's from Canada, but also so is what's that faggot's name that everybody hates? That's in music?
Beard
No, not the Beardbarian. Everybody loves him.
Trudeau.
No, the one in music, the asshole.
Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's Canadian, but most Canadians aren't like, you know, I'm ashamed to be. Well, you know, they're a little ashamed.
I thought you were going to say
Canadian
that.
stuff. But like, they're still Canadian.
Bryan Adams and fucking Celine Dion. These all need to be apologized for.
There's a lot of things Canada needs to apologize for, and it's mostly in their music industry.
Mm,
I don't want to go to Utah. There's too many Mormons. I
but
don't.
hey, you
I
can
don't
find
like.
you can find all
There
the
are a
porn.
lot of Mormons, but from what I understand, Mormons are like creepy nice, unless you get they're they have a large percentage of psychos
They will
because the
probably.
fundamentalists. But
They will sniff out the heathen in me, and they will fucking immediately just turn on me.
yeah, but how one of the
Okay.
best things in life is corrupting the innocent. That is one of the fucking, and that place is just overflowing with innocence.
I can say that on this end of things, most of my mother's family is Mormon, nearly all of them. And you get two types. You get the utter nut jobs, and then you get quite literally the most sickeningly sweet, friendly people you will ever meet, who will drop everything at a slight notice that you need help. There's really no in between.
And
It's the nut jobs or the nice ones.
I've been backpacking through Escalante, which is in Utah, and it is by far the most gorgeous landscape I've ever seen. The most beautiful place on earth I've ever seen.
That's weird.
Fucking amazing.
All right. By the way, I'm kind of curious. Do you think this dude with the gay pills? Do you think he's only saying that, like, now I just crave men's attention and all that stuff because, like, he's been hiding the fact that he really is just gay, not bisexual, but just gay this entire time, and only recently got caught sucking some dude's dick in an alleyway or something like that.
Probably.
So it's like a preemptive strike, like the pills, they turned me gay. I'm not actually really gay, but the pills, they turned me gay, and I'm going to keep taking them because.
Just think of the implications, though. Like a gay man who is claiming that he became gay because there's a gay pill out there. Like what? Like holy fuck! What does that do to the fucking LGBT community?
There's
That's
gay
pretty
men
much-
Putting this on the news.
No, Robert. That means there's a bunch of gay men who are plotting to spike the drinks of that really hot straight best friend they have, going, if I spike his drink enough, he'll turn gay.
All right, I can get a fucking handy tonight.
I would say this though, if it did turn out that there was an actual pill out there that will temporarily, turn you homosexual and all that stuff. And no, I don't mean some date rape drug or anything like that, like a roofie or some shit where it causes you to forget you just gave up your butthole to some dude in the bar last night. But if there really was like a pill that could temporarily turn you gay for a specific amount of time, I think I would actually drop it into a couple of friends' drinks just to watch the fun happen.
Mark Camo asks, why does every conversation with Brockus lead to gay sex in an alley?
It's what Brockus secretly wants.
Not what I secretly want. I've been open about that for a while. The fuck?
But you want some gay guy to suck you off in an alley.
Maybe it's already happened a few times. You don't know my life.
And
You don't know my life. You don't know me.
maybe
else.
Brockus could want those pills for himself so he could score a date or two. You don't know.
Oh, Brockus has given up on women, so he's going to go plan B.
Honestly, if I did actually fully give up on women, I could just go over to this gay bar in the city next to the one I'm in. There's like 2 different gay bars there. I could get dick in 2 minutes. That's not even a fucking like contest. Do you have any idea how many times I've actually gone to both of these gay bars? And yes, I do go to gay bars and been fucked. I'm just saying, like, if I want cocaine and gay sex, I know where to get it.
Are you
There's
sure
no questioning
you don't just
it.
use women as a cover because you're afraid to come out?
I'm starting to think I use men as a cover.
Well, I imagine that you would be very quick to get plenty of dates, especially if you gave them the look that you were giving the other guy in the picture we saw this morning.
Oh, that's just because he doesn't love me out loud. He loves me, but he doesn't want to say it because he doesn't want people to think he's a faggot or some shit, which is weird because we call him a faggot a lot.
I love you, Brockus, but I don't need to say it out loud either. I tell you I love you with my hands.
Exactly. Rob knows what's up. We've been taking these gay pills for a while now.
That's exactly what Zell does.
Open.
That's exactly what Zell is supposed to do for you, Brockus, but you never say you love him back.
Zell's naturally gay. He doesn't need special pills. Okay, I think we've talked enough about the gay pills and how full of shit this dude really is. Ren, let's go with one of your stories because we haven't gone to you for the entirety so far.
I will go with one that's in the title. Smallville actress Allison Mack arrested for a role in alleged sex cult.
Oh, she was so hot, dude. She was so hot in fucking Smallville.
I'm pretty sure she's still hot, just crazy as fuck.
Yeah, well, yeah, but knowing she was in a sex cult makes her like more. What is it? It's like
crazy hot.
You feel like you could have had a shot. You know, you just like, damn, if you're in a sex cult and you just like random boning, then fuck, I could have hooked up with Allison Mack if I just ran into her on the street. You never know.
I could have fucked Chloe and looked Clark in the eyes and been like, now what, bitch?
And apparently, like, Kristen Kruick is involved in the sex cult, isn't it? Isn't she? Like, minor.
And she left it.
She left it. She left. But holy crap, imagine getting into a sex cult with the fucking hotties from Smallville. Tell me you wouldn't just dive headfirst into that cult.
I'm pretty sure I would have dived dick first into that cult.
Lower head, not upper head.
Exactly.
Yeah, that wasn't the head I was talking about, Brock.
Wrong head.
Continue with the story.
Thank you. Smallville actress Allison Mack has been arrested for her alleged role in the notorious upstate sex slave cult NXIVM. Federal prosecutors announced Friday. She is expected to appear Friday in Brooklyn federal court on charges of sex trafficking and forced labor. The bust happened less than a month after NXIVM leader Keith Raniere was collared on the same charges at a luxury villa in Mexico, where they had been hiding out since their slaves in October went public with her experience in the cult.
So she wasn't one of the used; she was one of the users.
Yes.
Okay, then.
According to the article, as women were being branded like cattle, Mack allegedly placed her hands on their chests and told them to feel the pain and think of their master. The actress first lured women into the secret society within NXIVM, known as the Vow, and coddled them into providing collateral like embarrassing photos and statements to use as blackmail.
People are increasingly stupid.
Yeah.
We just talked about a guy who believes that pills made him gay.
Like I said, increasingly.
I think this cult has been around a little longer than the gay pills. But yeah, yes, I see what you're saying. It's increasingly stupid. And how do you get tricked into this sort of thing? What is the opening line? Hey, do you want to fuck my husband?
Well, it depends on where you are, because for some people that would, in fact, be a legitimate offer that they would be into.
I mean, yeah, there's obviously swingers clubs and swingers parties you can go to for something like that. Like, yo, you want to fuck my husband? Which one's your husband? That's the big one over there. Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I can understand shit like that, but like, This is a sex cult. This is basically a woman convincing other women to come in and just get fucked.
I know. There's a difference.
They don't start at slave level, though. They start at NXIVM. For those who don't know, it started as like one of those self-help groups. So they'd start with a few classes of, oh, let's help your career along. Let's help you, do well in life. And they're so nice to you that they eventually get you to go, hey, let me take naked photos of you. Give me all the dirty details of the worst things you ever did. By the way, we're going to brand you like cattle and use you as a slave.
Yeah, that's right. I heard about the branding. They branded them with like their initials, right? Some crazy
Allison
symbol.
Mack and Keith Raniere's initials.
But
the tone was Latin.
That's so fucked up, dude. But
I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of porno that started out that way. Actually,
yeah. There's a difference between like a cult that involves a lot of sex and a sex cult. That's like a fucking whole other level.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's always like that real ritualistic, sex kind of thing. Like, tonight is the night of the dark snake fucking, and so we must collect our most attractive women in the cult, and we must have an orgy with them. Come on, ladies, derobe.
It's like a bacchanalian
Chop,
orgy,
chop.
but with bondage and sadism, apparently.
But it gets
And-
worse.
You know, they could have made it all legal if they had just recorded it and sold it on the internet.
Yes,
There
they
you
could
go.
have, but their treatment got worse. She then allegedly groomed slaves for sex with Rainier, ordering them to adhere to an extremely restrictive diet, refraining from removing their pubic hair, and to stay celibate until Rainier fucked them.
It's not getting better. The story just
I
sounds
said it
worse.
gets worse. I said it gets worse.
Very true. You did say it does get worse, and you did not disappoint in that. And yet at the same time, I feel disappointed. I just,
He was
I think
going
I'm
for
feeling
something
disappointed in
more-
humanity.
I figured it was because it was not yet to the level where you just kind of groan.
Mack and other slave masters allegedly made their slaves participate in readiness drills, requiring them to respond to requests at any time of day or night. So they were seriously sleep deprived. One of her slaves became so thin and tired that she stopped getting her period.
Wow. This just is. Might as well
Now,
keep
if
going
you're
because this just keeps getting increasingly bad.
I know. If you're gonna start a sex cult, at least like have your little sex pawns be healthy. Keep
Nope.
them.
See, the problem is they mistreated them and they did not give them enough really good drugs. If they had kept them fed, kept them drugged, no one would be complaining.
The aftercare was probably shit too.
Yeah,
Yes. The part of the collateral was forced naked poses, so not just here. Let me take a nude, take a photo. Including on one occasion close-up pictures of their vaginas that were given to Rainier. And let's see, the article ends with Mack was last seen chasing after Rainier in Mexico as cops hauled them away. Both face at least 15 years behind bars and a maximum sentence of life imprisonment.
let's hope they go with the life imprisonment kind of thing.
I think this is one of those things
Psycho-
we're just gonna be like, yeah, no, life.
Psycho says, "Wait, I can have my girlfriend stop her period if I abuse her." Interesting.
Well, he's living up to his name. Very
Yeah.
well. I just
kidding.
this kind of shit just is one of those like, what? Why does this have to exist? Why do these people have to continue to exist? Also, who saw Allison Mack turning out to be a sick fucking person like this? Like, or was she unfortunately brainwashed by this bastard? I don't. There's so many
Unfortunately,
questions.
She was brainwashed.
I
there
heard
was
she
another-
was like right up there and was doing a ton of the brainwashing herself.
Yeah, she eventually was doing some of the brainwashing herself.
There's a
until she-
point where you're no longer a victim and you're part
True.
of the fucking,
Hmm.
and you're part of the problem.
I don't know if you were the initial victim and you were brainwashed into pretty much, doing more fucked up shit. Like, now that I've brainwashed my assistant, they're going to aid me in convincing a bunch more other women to start doing the same shit. Obviously, she's still a victim because she's been brainwashed. Because like she probably never wanted to do shit like that to begin with, but now her brain has been reprogrammed and she's doing this shit. It's kind of fucked up because it's a little bit like, there's so much gray area with that particular subject.
Well, yeah.
So I love this. The chat is coming up with sex cult names, and my brother came up with the best one: Opal's Moon Children.
Oh no.
my God. Turns out that Opal is actually the one behind it.
Yeah, she's the mastermind behind the sex
sick
cult.
bitch.
Well, that would explain why sounding is considered a sacred ritual with that group.
Oh no, is it? It's a thing in that group?
No, I was making a joke about the Opal one.
Oh, okay. Because, see, I'm thinking that Christy Mack actually was shoving like a metal rod into her husband's dick or some shit.
No, I was making a joke about the opal sex cult. Don't worry.
Yeah, that one will have sounding. There's no questions about that. Like, I think your initiation night is pretty much like, okay, now drop your pants and let me shove this in your pee hole. I did see, however, Mark put another name in there earlier. It was called The Way of the Clam. And I got to say,
I like that.
if I had actually...
It's an offshoot from All Hail Blue Whale.
Yeah, I'm just like... If you were to tell me, like, hey, do you want to come to this party? Nah, I don't really want to go to a party. You sure? People from The Way of the Clam are going to be there? Tell me more about this.
I'm going to see how this plays out.
Yes.
I would be very curious.
I don't want to join the opal sex cult.
I don't think anybody wants to join the opal sex cult, and yet people will inevitably join the opal sex cult because...
Out of terror.
Brainwashing.
Out of terror. Opal is a serial killer, and we all know it.
And Darnell in chat, you may say you don't want to join the opal sex cult, but she'll just kidnap you.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, you're not white. You might be safe.
Although he would start the dopal sex cult, and nobody joins.
Yeah.
So any other good names, chat, for the sex cult? Any other gems you got on there?
Yeah. Give us some sex cult like fucking
I am
names.
Cancer says
chat.
opal sex cult. You mean Pizzagate? I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow. No, but go ahead. Give us some new, some more titles for the sex cult. We will read them in a little bit. But for the moment, we're going to go ahead and move over to one of Ishtar's unexplained stories, strange and unusual.
Let's see. Let's continue on with the whole aliens theme with an article from Live Science that says, how would we know if intelligent life existed on Earth before humans?
Pause. Little J Moxley gave I'm guessing he gave a name for the sex cult and he called it simply Kilroy. Well done, sir. You have just won the night.
Golf clap for you, Mike.
Voodoo on you, little Moxley.
Voodoo on you, Moxley. Oh my God, that was amazing. Okay, continue, Ishtar. That was awesome.
Okay, hold on. All right, trying to get past the giggles. How would we know if intelligent life existed on Earth before humans? Reptilian menaces called the Silurians evolved on Earth before humankind, at least in the Doctor Who rendition of the universe. But science fiction aside, how would we know if some advanced civilization existed on our home planet millions of years before brainy humans showed up? This is a serious question, and serious scientists are speculating about what traces these potential predecessors might have left behind.
Tools. Any tools? It's like,
and they're calling this possibility the Silurian hypothesis.
Silurian. The reptiles are real. The reptoids are real, people. And they were. That's what you search for advanced. If you're trying to search for advanced civilizations, you look for, I don't know, things that were built that couldn't have been built, without tools or remnants of tools. I would think. I would think that like archaeologists way in the future would like study computers, that would look at a computer and try and figure out what we did with it way back in the day, a little fucking Apple desktop or some shit.
And then they
and they would recognize that this was a tool we used and that we were probably an intelligent society that had the ability to make fucking complex tools. I don't know. That just seems like a big marker to me for an advanced civilization.
Well, according to the article, when it comes to the hunt for advanced extraterrestrial civilizations that might exist across the cosmos, one must reckon with the knowledge that the universe is about 13.8 billion years old. In contrast, complex life has existed on Earth's surface for only about 400 million years, and humans have only developed industrial civilizations in the last 300 years. This raises the possibility that industrial civilizations might have been around long before human ones ever existed, and not just around other stars, but even on Earth itself. Now, I don't believe an industrial civilization existed on Earth before our own. I don't think there was a dinosaur civilization or giant tree sloth civilization. said study co-author Adam Frank, an astrophysicist at the University of Rochester in New York. But the question of what one would look like if it did exist is important. How do you know there hasn't been one? The whole point of science is to ask a question and see where it leads. That's the essence of what makes science so exciting. Artifacts of human or other industrial civilizations are unlikely to be found on a planet's surface after about 4 million years, said Frank and study co-author Gavin Schmidt, director of NASA's Goddard Institute for Space Studies in New York. For instance, they noted that urban areas currently take up less than 1% of Earth's surface and that complex items, even from early human technology, are very rarely found. A machine as complex as the Antikythera mechanism, which is considered to be the world's first computer from ancient Greece, remained unknown until the development of elaborate clocks in Renaissance Europe. One may also find it difficult to unearth fossils of any beings who might have lived in industrial civilizations, the scientists added. The fraction of life that gets fossilized is always extremely small. Of all the many dinosaurs that ever lived, for example, only a few thousand nearly complete fossil specimens of the terrible lizards have been found. Given that the oldest known fossils of Homo sapiens are only about 300,000 years old, there is no certainty that our species might even appear in the fossil record in the long run, they added. Instead, the researchers suggested looking for more subtle evidence of industrial civilizations in the geological records of Earth or other planets. The scientists focused on looking at the signs of civilization that humans might create during the Anthropocene, the geological age characterized by humans' influence on the planet. After a few million years, any physical reminder of your civilization may be gone, so you have to look for sedimentary anomalies, things like different chemical balances that just look wacky, Frank said. It's always nice to hear a scientist use the phrase wacky. I don't know about you, but it instills confidence. One sign of industrial civilization may have to do with isotopes of elements such as carbon. Isotopes of an element vary in how many neutrons they possess in their atomic nuclei. For example, carbon-12 has 6 neutrons, while carbon-13 has 7. For instance, humans living in industrial civilizations have burned an extraordinary amount of fossil fuels, releasing more than 500 billion tons of carbon from coal, oil, and natural gas into the atmosphere. Fossil fuels ultimately derive from plant life, which preferentially absorb more of the lighter isotope carbon-12 than the heavier isotope carbon-13. When the fossil fuels get burned, they alter the ratio of carbon-12 to carbon-13 normally found in the atmosphere, ocean, and soils, an effect that could later be detected in sediments as hints of an industrial civilization. In addition, human industrial civilizations have also discovered ways to artificially fix nitrogen, that is, to break the powerful chemical bonds that are holding nitrogen atoms together in pairs in the atmosphere, using resulting single nitrogen atoms to create biologically useful molecules. Is everyone paying attention? There's going to be a test after this.
Hey, Ishar.
Huh?
Could you reread that entire thing? I wasn't paying attention.
Is that
No.
Are you doing a pop quiz on the Cunt stream now?
Yeah, no. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Where is this article from exactly?
Live Science.
Live Science.
Yeah.
Who's the person behind it? Are they just like reporting what scientists are saying, or are they actually a scientist themselves?
Charles Choi, a Live Science contributor. So they're reporting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because a lot of this is just sounding like, I don't know, assholes from Tumblr who are obsessed with Doctor Who just decided to fucking troll everybody by giving them the impression that, hey, we've made new discovery.
Well, they did also manage to toss in a little bit of eco-concern, because they say that the Anthropocene age, which is our age, is also triggering a mass extinction of a wide variety of species that's likely visible in the fossil record. Human industrial activity may also prove to be visible in the geological record in the form of long-lived synthetic molecules from plastics and other products, or radioactive fallout from nuclear weapons. One wild idea, because there haven't been enough of those in this article already, is that the Silurian hypothesis raises that the end of one civilization could sow the seeds for another. Industrial civilizations may trigger dead zones and oceans, causing organic material from the corpses of organisms in the zone to get buried that could, down the line, become fossil fuels that could support a new industrial civilization. You could end up seeing these cycles in the geological record, Frank said.
So they're saying that we're going to be oil for some future fucking feminist SJW hybrid mutants, right?
There's a good chance of that. No, it's just
that's a fucking bullshit.
I'm not liking it. Specifically, it's the wording here that's actually starting to piss me off. Is because, like, you know, when one civilization dies, another actually, you know, rises from it. And yeah, that's fucking how civilization works. Inevitably, a new civilization will get bigger, stronger, and more powerful than the previous civilization. There are entire tribes from throughout the entire fucking goddamn globe that have been completely wiped off the face of the planet, literally because the bigger, stronger, more powerful version of them has come and eradicated them. I mean, Neanderthals were completely wiped out because Cro-Magnon man came about. That's just how civilizations work. I think what they're trying to say is when one species dies, another takes its place.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen to humans on Earth because we wouldn't let at this point, we wouldn't let another species become dominant over us. We'd wipe them out before it happened.
Well, we'll try, yeah. But, like, they keep bringing up the fucking Doctor Who race thing because this is why I'm saying it feels like a bunch of assholes who are obsessed with fucking Doctor Who on Tumblr are just trolling the world because they keep bringing up that particular story from Doctor Who that there were lizard people that actually were here before man was, and so on and so forth. And it's like there's no actual proof that they literally existed. But on top of that, also drink. But you know,
I don't think that they actually believe that, you know, the Silurians were there. I think it's more a little geeky reference is actually fairly common from what I understand. But one of the guys who helped put this study together is an astrophysicist. The other one works for a NASA institute. Basically, what this boils down to is they're using this as a way to think about the impact that other civilizations have that we've had on Earth that could kind of help clue us in that there's been a civilization on another planet. Is basically what they're trying to say in their very long-winded article.
Yeah, it's just again, it's way too much speculation. It's way too much pulling from like a fantasy or sci-fi world that gives this, you know, new light to this theory and stuff. Honestly, if you're trying to be seen as an academic, then don't pull from pop culture if you're going to try to actually make references, because not everyone who is an academic is going to be obsessed with pop culture. Just because Aiden Paladin is doesn't mean everybody is. But then again, we also have Dr. Layman, so
yeah,
kind of the same shit.
But then again, there have been arguments that science fiction and the like have also influenced technology. I mean,
that's true, yeah. I mean, but look at Star Trek. A lot of things that existed in Star Trek in the fucking 60s and 70s eventually paved the way to create what we now use are like, you know, tablets, cell phones, and all kinds of crazy shit like that. Bluetooth. There's a lot of different things from sci-fi that we have actually thought like it'd be cool if we had shit like this. That's fine, but they're trying to use a reference of pop culture that basically says lizard people to make some kind of a fucking point where they have no definitive proof
civilization. Yeah, on Earth before us. Hey, you guys, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Do you mind? I have some real life stuff going down right now, but I do have a couple minutes. Would it be all right if I did my last story?
Yeah, sure.
Before I gotta go.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us a bit of the sadness.
No, actually, well, this is a little sad. This is I got to give her a little credit because Taylor Swift, I'm not a big fan. I don't listen to the music, but she goes through some dumb shit here. Last week this was an article we missed. I was thinking about doing it, but there were some other juicy ones that I wanted to do. But last week somebody robbed a bank in California, I believe it was, with the intention of dumping the money over her wall, trying to get her attention to impress her with how much money he had. And he was arrested. And that was just a fucking psycho Taylor Swift fan that decided to rob a bank to impress Taylor Swift.
Okay, I
And-
gotta give him points for commitment, but the question is, how would she know that he was the one who dumped the money?
That is a very good question. I doubt he thought that far ahead.
Also, did he not think that he may get her in trouble because if someone, say, uses the money, it's like, no, it was found in Taylor Swift's backyard.
Yeah, it's like stripper rules. If it's on the stage, you can't touch it.
There are things that bring many questions to this, but
So anyway,
No.
that's what she was dealing with last week. Now this week, she wasn't there because I think she's still in California. But a Florida man, applause for Florida man, broke into her Florida home, and while she was in her Soho property, and let's see, officers found Alvarado. It doesn't say his fucking last name. Sleeping in Swift's empty bed with the ladder propped up against a broken window. Swift was not at her $18 million property at the time of the incident. God damn, Taylor Swift. Fuck. That's
Well,
not a bad
tween
ass.
market, that tween market's a good market.
Yeah.
The alleged offender has also been accused of using Taylor Swift's shower. He has since been charged with stalking, burglary, and criminal trespass. Swift is yet to issue a statement on the matter, instead whipping her fans into a frenzy with the surprise release of a previously unheard track titled Babe overnight. So, bam! Someone breaks into her house, she comes back with a fucking hit single.
yeah, no.
You can't stop this fucking gravy train of awesomeness that is Taylor Swift.
She's gonna make a song about you. It doesn't matter what you do at this point. Like you could walk up to her and flip her off, and she's gonna write a fucking song. But no, I just got to point this out. You know that this crazy fan masturbated all over her fucking house. You know he did.
Oh, it's everywhere. She should like. The first place I'd dump a load would be like her panty drawer or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Like I'm pretty sure as soon as she found out about that, her first thought was like, "I'm gonna take a cue from
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fucking steam clean every square inch of this fucking house.
I need
I
to
know
go burn
for-
that fireplace."
I know one thing. I'm never inviting Robert over to my house because ew.
Hey, you're not Taylor Swift, all right?
She
You're
could
not-
be. You don't know.
How do you know she's not?
Hey, I learned my lesson.
could be
okay?
using a
I've
voice
done my time. I've done my time. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to do that again. All right.
They'll just invented a new word, nigress.
All right, guys. Well, I do have to go. Thank you. I actually do have one more article, which I will put in the side chat if you guys would like to use it.
Yeah, sure thing. We'll probably give that a read.
It's another, it's another little fun, goofy fucking article.
Another Florida man
Another
story.
fun, goofy article, just like the one I did about twins dying in the toilet.
That's depressing.
All right, guys, you have an excellent Sunday night. I love you all.
Take it easy, Rob.
Good
Bye.
night.
All right. And then there were 3.
Yes.
All right. So yeah. What else do we've got on the in the lab with this whole shenanigans of craziness? Because like so far we have talked about a bullshitter with his gay pills. We've talked about 2 different alien stories. One where UFO kind of seems like some shady shit is going on, but no one's quite sure exactly what's happening with that. And then we've got a bunch of speculation using pop culture as reference to try to make a point, which again, I'm not going to take that article seriously because they made too many references to the lizard people from Doctor Who, and I'm just like, stop it. You need to not do that.
How about an article about a guy who decided he didn't understand male privilege until he became a stay-at-home dad?
Oh,
God.
that was almost a growl there, Brockus.
It was because
Can you do it again? Can we try for the growl?
Come on, we love it when you growl.
I was unaware that Ryan was in on this.
We are female. We're always in sync.
Yes.
Oh, fair enough. Oh my God, you just admitted there is a conspiracy, a worldwide female conspiracy.
Yes.
Haven't you been listening to Sandman? Of course there is.
Oh God! Don't bring that fucking retard up.
Of course there is. Why do you think all the good ideas are thought up by women? We just let you think you thought them up.
That's bullshit. I totally came up. Oh my God, Cunt came up with most of my good ideas. Damn you, you bitches. All right. Okay, I might growl because I know this story is going to just frustrate the fuck out of me. So go ahead, Ren. Let's hear why Cucky McFuckface is going to be telling us why feminism. God damn it.
All right. Starting from the point of view of this guy. When my wife returned to work after parental leave, I took my first trip to the grocery store with 2 kids, not knowing I would return home feeling like a hero. On Monday morning, I pushed the green cart with flame decals through the second set of sliding doors towards the deli. My 3-year-old was strapped in the seat. My 3-month-old son was wrapped against my chest. As a stay-at-home father strolling through the grocery store, I felt conflicting emotions. Love for caring for my sons, and frustration with being an unemployed 37-year-old dad. At the deli, I exchanged pleasantries with a young woman behind the counter and ordered a pound of sliced turkey breast. I was immediately surrounded by a group of female employees. They leaned up close to admire my infant son as he raised his bald head from the green cloth wrap. I couldn't get mine to like the wrap. I bet you'll have so much fun together. You're the best dad ever. I swelled with pride. Maybe they're right. Maybe I am the best dad ever. I was soaked in the praise before tossing my sliced turkey into the cart and heading towards the produce. Go ahead.
Excuse me, Ren. I have to ask. Are you actually reading an article, or are you reading a really badly written young adult novel?
Nope. This is the article.
I need tequila.
As I strolled, more comments came from fellow shoppers, and I absorbed them, giving a little thought to the reason I merited heightened attention. Nice baby wearing, a young woman said. That is one way of keeping him warm. Man, you are taking this dad thing to the next level. The series of verbal high fives inflated my ego, and after receiving the receipt from the cashier, I smiled and pushed our flaming green cart through the sliding doors, like a rock star walking off stage. I had no clue I was benefiting from male privilege.
There we go.
What the fuck are you talking about? What kind of bullshit retard mental fucking state is this? That you actually think somehow being fucking praised for actually doing a damn good job as being a stay-at-home daddy is somehow male fucking privilege. Did you get anything for fucking free? No. Did you fucking make your purchases and walk away but have a good day because you heard a lot of compliments come your way? Yes. If that was the fucking case, then male privilege is completely 100% a fucking myth, and there's actually more female privilege in the world than anything else, because I actually walk through grocery stores. I don't hear a fucking thing from anybody just going in to get my shitty ass Oreo cookies and stuff, and I hear so many fucking people talking about how such a good mom that is, or how adorable that woman is, or how fucking hot that woman is, and shit like that. I barely get any fucking compliments throughout my goddamn day or even my fucking life in general, and this cuck-ass motherfucker is walking through a goddamn store getting complimented left and right just for being a good fucking dad, and he thinks somehow, some way, that equates to privileged male. Fuck you.
This is how privileged male comes into play. I enjoyed the attention I receive as a stay-at-home dad. It's nice to have impressed eyes turned on me. My rationale for basking in the compliments is that I spend most of my day wading through dirty diapers, spit up, spilled Cheerios. I deserve some praise, right? I thought so until one Sunday morning. I sipped coffee and read an article, a rare kid-free moment in the kitchen, about faux male feminists. The article included comments from Tal Peretz, a sociology professor at Auburn University, who described a concept called The pedestal effect. As I read, my male privilege became uncomfortably visible. The pedestal effect refers to when men receive undue praise, attention, and reward for performing work traditionally done by women, such as carrying a baby in a wrap. At the grocery store, I willingly stepped on the pedestal and used my privilege to gain attention for basic childcare. And as I reflected on Pretz's words, other pedestal moments flashed in my head. This was a realization. This realization was not something I could ignore.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of this. I'm just gonna beat his. I read an article that backs up this bullshit about male privilege because a man did a job that a woman typically does, and somehow that equates to male privilege. No, fucking no. I don't get how people keep bringing this shit up. It's people are constantly misusing the fucking word privilege to basically mean something else. And it's pissing me the fuck off because like every single time I hear somebody misusing a word like that, it only just angers me more because you know there are morons out there who are probably still learning how the world works or even still learning how words work and shit. They're going to school, they're in college, they're in high school, whatever the case is. This is how we have an entire generation of young, stupid idiots snorting condoms. I don't think anyone actually thought this shit through, but now we have to reflect on the fact that there is an entire group of kids between the ages of 15 and 23 snorting condoms. And everyone is probably secretly going, we fucked up. We fucked up big time. We should probably just pack it up and leave, but we're in too deep. We can't turn that back now. All of our bullshit is being uncovered as bullshit. But hey, let's keep fucking pushing for the good of mankind.
Oh, the word salad gets worse, though.
Oh no.
If you believe in gender equality, it is not hard to understand why it is problematic to place one gender on a pedestal for doing the bare minimum while the other bears the bulk of the child care. It's not only is it unfair, but it does not serve the best interests of families and can place stress on them when parenting roles are unbalanced. For men who value gender equality and healthy families, assisting in lowering the pedestal is imperative. After reading Pretz's comments, I wrestled with how to respond and hopefully how to help other dads become more aware of this privilege. I reached out to him to discuss the pedestal effect. He offered practical ways to counter male privilege. He reminded me of the complexities of privilege and how it operates on different levels: individual, interpersonal, institutional, and structural. We cannot dismantle institutions and structures by ourselves, but we can start by naming our privilege and giving credit to women where it is due.
Snip everybody's ball sack. We're going to sterilize the world. I don't want the species to continue if this is the kind of shit that it's going to keep producing.
This sounds like it was written by some SJW and then cowed him into actually taking credit for it.
This sounds like Stephanie Meyer's little sister decided to create a brand new novel that would blow Twilight out the water. So she created the ideal fucking man, but he was a man's man. And then one day he realized he was benefiting from male privilege. And now he's doing everything he can to fight against the patriarchy and male privilege. And it's a badly written
the article
young adult
keeps
novel.
Going.
Oh,
Plus,
fucking Christ.
We can stop here, but I will point out this article has a hyperlink to a privilege checklist to identify your advantages.
Okay.
Wants to actually take that fucking list.
Morbid curiosity.
All right. Clicking it. Oh, it just goes to a site called Robot Hugs.
Robot Hugs? What?
I will screen cap or screen share. This is what the hyperlink goes to.
Okay.
Okay.
Privilege refers to the uneven distribution of power within a society. No, that's not what privilege is. Fuck. Privilege exists when the when the aspect of your life is seamlessly accepted into the world without scrutiny or suspicion. That's still not what privilege is. I mean, you can argue that that's kind of what it is, but that's not what it actually is. Personal privilege is the possession of these unearned attributes that dictate the ease and influence one will have within society. It started off actually being correct, and then towards the end, it just fucking SJW'd out. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with people. Okay, let me explain. Privilege is when you are essentially given something like a massive amount of wealth or a brand new car because your parents are wealthy and can afford to provide you shit like this. And privilege is basically you did nothing to earn that, but simply got it because you existed and or whatever benefit you can get from it. Now, this does not mean that because I'm white, I can actually go through the entirety of America without feeling like my skin color will dictate my fucking worth in life or anything like that. That's not what privilege actually is. Okay, skin color privilege is completely fucking another can of worms I don't even want to try to get into. But a rich girl getting a fucking brand new 2018 or 2019 Toyota Corolla for her 16th birthday or some shit like that because her parents are wealthy as fuck. That would be a privileged moment. Yet at the same time, technically the privilege could still be nothing more than an illusion because who knows if that man, that fucking, dad of hers didn't bust his ass to get the wealth that he has and came from nothing himself. Would that still be considered privilege?
I don't know. But listen, this is how you're responsible in areas in which you hold privilege. First, shut up. Recognize that the privileged groups that I belong to historically and currently are the ones who have dominated discussions and dictate the language and environments and modes of conversation. Step 2, listen. Recognize that my experience and privilege are considered normal, and that is the experiences of people who do not belong to the privileged group are often silenced or ignored.
I would actually bring up the legit definition of privilege, but I have this weird feeling that every single existence of that definition online has been rewritten by a bunch of fucking SJWs.
I would not be shocked. Yeah. And of course, educate yourself, use it for good, and learn from screwing up.
Using it for good makes it sound like they're trying to make it a superhero power or something like that.
I'm not even remotely surprised by that because there was actually this story. It's a legit story that I had read over a couple of years ago because I was still pretty heavy into the whole like anti-SJW bullshit online and everything. This is before it went completely stale for me and a lot of other people. But there's an actual story of this woman who lives in the South, but she is actually from a different part of the South. Like she would be from Atlanta, Georgia, and the story takes place in like the more lesser known city of Alabama or some shit like that. Whatever. Anyways, this black woman goes to a grocery store out there, essentially a Piggly Wiggly, and she goes to actually make a purchase. And she's going to use her checkbook to write write a check for pretty much all of her groceries and everything. In front of her is her cousin, who is her blood-related cousin. But because they're neither of them are 100% black or white, the cousin is extremely light-skinned, whereas the woman in the story, the main woman in the story, is actually she's black. But her cousin, her actual blood cousin, who is essentially half white, half black, is legitimately a more fine-skinned woman who actually could pass as a white woman because she doesn't have all of the body, the thick lips, taller frame, thicker ass, all that shit. She doesn't have all the black girl features. Mm-hmm. She writes out a check, no questions asked. She's talking to the person and all that stuff. The woman who actually is doing this, like I said, the woman who actually, the black woman, she's from this town. She's been living in this town for 36 years or some shit like that. The white woman, she actually is her cousin who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, all that stuff, whatever. So the black woman's writing out her check, but she has to show ID. Now, the first one didn't actually need to show ID and all that stuff, but this woman suddenly does. The moral of this story is that it was clear and obvious racism because she's asking a black woman to show ID, but she didn't ask the white woman to show ID, even though the white woman isn't from that town. And I lost my shit because I'm like, so you ran into a shitty person. That doesn't fucking mean every white person in the world is goddamn racist. What the fuck is the point of this story? It made no goddamn sense to me whatsoever. And I fucking hate stories like that because they always try to use that one incident as 100% proof to back up their bullshit theories.
And here's my main question. Who the fuck still writes checks?
I do.
I want to kill everything.
Really?
Or I did when I was paying rent.
I can't hear you guys. What the hell?
I don't know what's going on there, dude.
Hello?
We hear you.
Brackus, can you hear us?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now. What the fuck happened?
I don't know.
Oh, we missed a golden opportunity, Ren. We could have said anything.
I know, we could have.
No, yeah, I don't know what happened. For some reason, you got the audio cut out from my end.
Maybe it was the massive amounts of rage.
It might have been. I might have deafened myself for a few moments.
You might have deafened yourself by hearing this. Is man a word for this guy or no?
No, he has no dick.
Is the correct term here.
Yeah, because read one article. Oh, I have. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Hold on a second. Batman McGrath is asking me to DM him the article. I'm assuming you meant the dad article that Ren was reading.
I'll recopy the link in the side chat for you.
Fair enough.
There. It's inside chat again, so you don't have to dig it. Good work.
Cool. Oh man. I do we have anything more for from that? The article keeps going on, right?
Yes.
Oh Christ. Okay. I'm gonna actually we're gonna just kind of sit on that one. We're gonna move over to another short article that I actually have here. But let me see. One's in the chat if you want us to continue the bullshit article we were just reading, or two for move the fuck on, please. For the love of God, I can't take this shit anymore.
I think you might be trying to influence them just a little bit there, Brackus.
Well, Thorn has been losing her shit in the chat for a while now, so I'm trying to save as much sanity as I can at what little we have.
It's only 5 more paragraphs.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. Oh, yeah, see, Thorn is going nuts.
Only one vote. Only one vote.
I mean, technically, only one of them will count, but we're seeing a massive amount of 2s, mostly repeats. You know what? I'm seeing a lot of just 2s, so we're going to go ahead and move on to a more recent article, something that actually has recently happened. I think within the last 24 or 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as this damn thing decides to load, here we go. 4 people killed at Nashville Waffle House as police hunt gunman.
Oh, now, I was seeing this.
Now, see, I wanted to possibly avoid this due to the possibility of, having another gun discussion, but I'm going to try and avoid the gun talk as much as I possibly can, just because I still think that we need to actually talk about this particular story because of what actually happens. I will continue. 4 people were killed and 2 others were injured when a semi-nude gunman opened fire at a Waffle House restaurant near Nashville, Tennessee, early Sunday, police said. This happened today. The shooter remained at large Sunday afternoon, and authorities warned that he could still be armed. Travis Rainking, or Ryan King. I'm just going to refer to him as Travis. 29 of Morton, Illinois, was being sought Sunday night on criminal homicide charges. Police said they said he was naked except for a green jacket when he got out of his car at about 3:23 a.m. 4:23 a.m. ET. I think that's supposed to be Eastern time. Sunday, and shot 2 people outside the restaurant with an AR-15 rifle, killing them both. Now, let that sink in. A naked man holding an AR-15 wearing nothing but a green jacket.
Semi-naked. He didn't fully commit to the nudity.
Yeah, he was nude, but he decided to wear a green jacket.
It might be a little breezy out.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, if you're gonna be nude, go nude. Don't go halfway.
True. But we can, from that alone, pretty much speculate, all right, clearly he has problems. Mental health problems. Anyone who tries to argue can fuck off now. Because I don't know about you, but if I'm going to try to do something like that, I'm not going to do it naked.
He was on something or running a very severe fever.
Or, yeah, there is also the possibility he could have been on heavy narcotics.
Yeah.
Let's see. When he went outside the Waffle House and continued firing, killing 2 more people, police said. The victims were identified as Torrin C. Sanderlin, Taurine C. Sanderlin, whatever. Weird fucking names. 29 of Goodlettsville? Really? Goodlettsville. God damn it, these fucking names in the South. I swear to God. An employee of the restaurant, Joe R. Perez, thank you, a normal name, of Nashville, D'Ebony Groves. Why?
Yes.
21 of Gatlin, Tennessee, and Aquila De Silva, 23 of Antioch, Tennessee. These were all, of course, the fallen victims who were critically wounded and died at the Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Police said James Shaw Jr., oh, thank God the hero has a normal name, 29, a restaurant patron, managed to wrestle the firearm from the shooter. Shaw's actions undoubtedly saved many lives, they said in statement Sunday night. Shaw, his hand bandaged, said that the news conference that he made up his mind to confront the gunman, and that it was going to come down to it, it was going to have to work. He was going to have to work to kill me. Which I gotta say, balls of steel right there.
Absolutely.
You want to kill me? You got to work for it.
If you're gonna go, you're gonna take them with you.
Exactly. That was my opportunity, and I went for it. He later added. One of the main reasons why I wanted to actually cover this particular story is because this article specifically covers a little more about the hero. And in these types of situations, instead of talking about the killer, what was their motivation? Did they have mental health problems? Were they on drugs? What race were they? Instead of focusing so much on those details, I like the idea of, did they get taken down by a hero? Yes. Let's talk about the hero. Praise the man who stopped the maniac.
I don't actually want them to talk about the hero, because you know what's going to happen is everyone's going to praise him as the hero, and then some smart-ass son of a bitch who's wanting to piss people off is going to go ripping through this good guy's life to find every dirty little detail and smear him.
True.
So I don't actually want them to talk about the hero. I want to be happy knowing that this guy was a hero, that he did something amazing, and he saved a lot of lives risking his own. I don't want to know any other details about him.
Oh, I want to know more about him, but that's just because I'm one of those people that will actually praise the fuck out of the hero. If it turns out that this particular hero smokes a lot of weed, hey, that's a high-ass hero that did a really good thing. But, I mean, yeah, obviously, if this guy does some really fucked up things, like, I don't know, is a member of a sex cult, then maybe, yeah, we don't talk about this dude no more.
Well, to be fair, the hero is usually only smeared when the person who did the thing happens to be of a different color. Like if it's a white guy, oh yeah, the hero is like, oh my god, you're amazing, like, dude, pedestal. But if you're
funny you should say that though, because this particular hero is black.
oh, then of course they're gonna say that. Oh, they're not gonna because the hero's black. It's like black guy saves those people at the Waffle House. Ignore the past. Ignore the past. Ignore the past.
Right. There is that possibility. Like, he has a violent rap sheet out there, and it's mostly just, violent crimes. Like, he got into several fights as a kid and everything like that. Fox News will probably take it and be like, well, of course he was able to take him down because this man is actually just built for fighting and shit like that. But then CNN is just like, oh, people are trying to talk about how violent the hero was and stuff. He saved a bunch of people, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna be
he was only 16 in that fight. Boys fight, right? You just push.
I'm a full-grown man. I'm 33 years old. Zella is just shortly behind me when it comes to age. We still fight. All right, we are adults.
Yes,
but we do not act like it.
You are domestic partners. Of course, domestic partners fight.
Shut the fuck up.
She is correct. All couples fight.
All couples have their fights.
It's fine, Brockus. Honestly, it is. You two you'll work it out, then you'll kiss and make up. It'll be fine.
You need to calm the fuck down. I'm going to continue with the story now. Don Aaron, a spokesman for Metro Nashville Police, said federal and state authorities had run across the killer before. The Secret Service said Sunday afternoon that the killer, I'm not saying his last name because I don't know how to say it. It's like Reinking or Reinking, Reinking. What?
Reinking.
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Reinking was arrested on July 7 and charged with unlawful entry. After crossing an exterior security barrier near the White House complex, the Secret Service Nashville Field Office and Headquarters Division were working closely with law enforcement involved in the shooting. Investigation says Reinking crossed the security barrier near some bike racks and refused to leave. Todd Hudson, the special agent in charge of the Nashville field office, said at news conference Sunday afternoon. He wanted to set up a meeting with the president, he added. After the incident, Illinois revoked Reinking's license to carry firearms and seized 4 guns. 4 as in literally the number 4. Including the AR-15 that was used in the Waffle House shooting at the request of federal authorities, Aaron said at news conference later Sunday. Wait, if they confiscated it, never mind.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, wait, no, okay. I think what they meant is he got a different AR-15 because if this was an incident that happened previously to the Waffle House, then how was he to get the AR-15 again? But like obviously he probably illegally bought another AR-15.
Yeah.
But Illinois authorities then returned those. They returned the firearms to Reinking's father, who Aaron said admitted giving them back to his son. What a fucking idiot.
Father of the Year award right here.
That dude needs to get slapped.
Also, you don't pronounce the S at the end of Illinois.
Did I say Illinois?
Yes.
Everyone does until they're corrected.
No, it's sometimes I forget not to say the S. The year before, Reinking had been charged with attempted suicide by firearm. This guy is just a problem. Law enforcement documents show the arrest occurred in a CVS parking lot on May 26 after Reinking told a Tazewell County Sheriff deputy that Taylor Swift was harassing him and had hacked his Netflix account. Oh my God!
What?
It all comes back to Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift is an evil mastermind.
Taylor Swift is Illuminati.
Yes.
Confirmed. Jesus.
Absolutely. And she's working with the aliens. How else could she do it all?
T-Tac, Scrub, and Toad, I apologize for my earlier assumption that you guys were actually the reptilians in charge here. It is clearly Taylor Swift.
Absolutely.
They are completely innocent of all charges or any accusations I may have thrown at them. Now my focus is on Taylor Swift and exposing her for the actual alien she truly is.
That's why she released the single, because she didn't want anyone paying attention to her.
Right.
Oh my God, Thorne just gave the greatest fucking name for that sex cult. Kilroy was great, but the Taylor Swift Illuminati makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
in.
Thorne Midnight.
Wow.
Honestly, I don't want to continue with this because that's when they just keep going deeper into the killer's past and his past. Dude, this is obviously he was a very disturbed man who has done a multitude of different things, clearly mental health problems, and nothing was fucking done. Absolutely nothing was done about this. And his father is obviously fucking, to be partially blamed because he gave the guns back to his clearly disturbed fucking son. Like, God damn it, people. Do you not understand this? The dude tried to kill himself at one point, got arrested by federal fucking police, and had his firearms confiscated. I don't know why they gave them back, but clearly they shouldn't have even gave them back. This guy has problems, and you seriously thought that just letting him be a regular member of society with guns is a good idea. No, you take the fucking weapons away and you let him try to get the help he so desperately needs. I don't understand how hard this is to fucking get.
This is a discussion for a whole other stream, not towards the end of this stream.
Yeah. We're not going to really get into this particular topic on this particular stream and stuff. Maybe we'll do something like that later on this week on the Cunt stream. I'll probably talk to Schmeckel about it. Maybe we'll bring in Zell because he knows a lot about mental health. He talks about it a lot too on streams and such. Maybe we'll even try to convince Sinatra to jump on the stream and have the same discussion because it's not so much gun control, but still the gun topic has been obviously it's going to be brought up, and he knows a lot about it, so it just makes a lot of sense to try to bring those two in to discuss this particular topic itself.
Good luck with that. It wasn't so much of a debate last time.
Yeah, it was kind of a rant.
Well, no. It's not so much that I'm looking for a debate. It's just like, maybe we can have Zell sit down and talk about it. We can have Sinatra sit down and talk about it. And we'll all just kind of like, chit chat about this particular story and discuss from the mental health angle, from the gun ownership angle, stuff like that. Because, everybody knows at this point, Sinatra owns guns. He's a big advocate for guns. And so am I, even though I don't own guns. Just like, it's just, I'm not saying bring in experts, but clearly these guys know what they're talking about when it comes to these two subjects.
Argyle Gargoyle says, it's not gun control, it's crazy person control.
True.
To a certain degree, yes, I would actually 100%, but everybody is going to try to conflate that into gun control. Well,
Absolutely.
Not everybody, just the radical left who really want to take our guns away and are not hiding it anymore.
And the fact that he used an AR-15 just fuels that fire. But again, topic for another stream.
Yeah, it's definitely a topic for another stream. It is actually getting closer to that time. Do we have any kind of a quick...
What about that other one from Rob?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Let's see. Who wants to go ahead and read this?
I'll do it if Ryan doesn't want to.
You can go ahead.
Just something about the title there as I'm loading this up. Just seems like it's going to be so much fun to read. Pet raccoon stoned off of too much weed brought to Indianapolis firehouse. Confusion ensues.
Already you have my attention. Continue.
Indianapolis. Firefighters at an Indianapolis fire station opened the door early Friday morning to a one-of-a-kind request for help. A frantic woman distressed because her pet raccoon was stoned off of too much weed. The raccoon, according to Wayne Township Fire Department PIO Capt. Michael Pruitt, had been exposed to too much of someone else's marijuana, and its owners were worried about it overdosing. Not knowing what to do, they brought it to Station 82 instead of a vet. The raccoon was very lethargic, Pruitt said. She started explaining what had happened. There wasn't really much we could do. It was just the sort of thing that was going to take time. Recordings of Southwest Direct's radio chatter show the raccoon had IMPD officers baffled as well. At first, simply over what substance the raccoon was in fact high on. Apparently, they have a pet raccoon that got into their meth. An unidentified officer is logged as saying at 3:57 a.m. There's an audio of the police trying to decipher the situation.
There's a fucking high off his ass from meth raccoon. Oh my god. I could not have asked for a better story.
So it was meth or weed?
Oh my god. Yeah, because it started off me thinking that the raccoon ate their fucking pot, but it turns out it got high off of their supply of meth.
Well, a little bit later down, it says a minute later, dispatchers tried to clarify, Sir, Speedway doesn't have anything, but fire did call across the hall and say that it was a raccoon that overdosed on somebody's heroin. So this is
heroin?
increasing. This is increasingly.
Okay.
Oh,
this is clearly a drug house, not in the sense that people come there just to get high and everything and it's abandoned and stuff. No. This is a house filled with a variety of different types of drugs that are either being used or sold. And this raccoon most likely was a pet raccoon of theirs that had the worst fucking day of their life. I would not be surprised if we find out that this raccoon ends up getting experimented on later and suddenly has the same intelligence as a human being and starts turning into a gun-toting maniac flying through space.
Thank you. I was just thinking about Rocket.
So was it weed, meth, or heroin? Or was it all of it?
They don't know. It doesn't say in the article. Ultimately, Pruitt said, the raccoon's owners took the animal home to sleep off its high. We hope that everything worked out with the raccoon, Pruitt said. We'd be sad to hear that it didn't.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what happened to the raccoon.
I want a picture of a raccoon looking really pissed off but kind of smug with the a text underneath it saying "You're goddamn right," because somebody said Breaking Bad raccoon and I'm just like, all right, I'm sold. What was the raccoon's name? Does it say what the raccoon's name was?
It does not say what the raccoon's name is.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I would have named it Heisenberg, obviously. Oh no, okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and actually wrap it up there. Hopefully Schmeckle's around so he'll be able to turn the goddamn thing off soon. But, wow, we have had one hell of a CNN tonight. We did kind of go off the stories a bit in the beginning there, but we eventually found our way back. Tonight, we, of course, had Rob Como. He had to leave early because he has personal life stuff. We had Ren from Reading Ren and Renovations. We have Ishtar from Ishtar. Other than CNN, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch a couple times a week, streaming a variety of games, and on Fridays on Cole Plays, doing and sucking at Overwatch.
Fair enough.
I'm very terrible at it.
Before we actually go, we have a super chat from a Gluck for $1.99. I said Heisenkun first, damn it. Okay, a Gluck wins the goddamn naming game tonight because that was fucking great. That was brilliant. I love it. Golf clap to you, sir.
Oh, GoFundMe.
Yeah, I know. So what you probably have been noticing is Nightbot has actually been semi-spamming the chat with a special GoFundMe link. It is for our friend Antoine from the Proper Villains live streams, which happens every Tuesday, of course, and his channel Help for the Guildless. Antoine is currently in a situation and is getting closer to that unfortunate date when he has to vacate his home. His asshole landlord has decided to give them a 30-day notice, and he is trying to get up and move up north to, I think, Washington. He has a 5-year-old daughter. We do not want to see her go homeless. We need you to give money to the GoFundMe. Give what you can. If you can't give anything, at least spread this fucking link around like a motherfucker. It should be in the description as well, but I'm not actually seeing it. Ishtar, do you have that GoFundMe link?
I do.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give it
Nightbot
to
also
me?
just spammed it.
Nightbot just spammed? Okay. So in the chat, you will, of course, see the Nightbot GoFundMe link there. Go to that. Donate what you can. Spread it around. Tell your friends. Tell your family. We don't want to see a little girl go homeless. We wouldn't have probably cared if it was just Antoine. We would have been like, suck it up, bro, figure some shit out or whatever, you know, maybe crash
Sleep
on a
on
friend's
someone's couch.
Yeah, sleep on someone's couch. But this is a 5-year-old girl. We do not want children to go homeless. We do not want children to go hungry. This is for her, not him. I mean, obviously, he benefits from it too.
But she is supposedly an adorable little girl, so that makes it okay.
She's
She's
also
cuter.
part demon because I actually
Yeah.
used to live with Antoine and Gwen, and I can actually say that she has done some devilish things in the past. As adorable as she can be quite evil. But
It's a little girl thing. We all go through these devil worshipping phases. She'll grow out of it.
Sometimes.
Don't
No
tell
guarantee.
him that. Don't tell him that. We don't
Oh.
actually grow out of it. We just get
Sorry.
smarter.
Oh, God. Okay. Anyways, click the link. Do what you can with it. Spread it around. Donate. It'll really help us out. We had Bren, myself, Rob, Ishtar. This has been CNN Cunts. Take it easy.